Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the 2017 thriller movie Midnighters, a film that focuses on a married couple who on New Year's Eve, on their way home after a New Year's Eve party, have an unfortunate accident and run over some chap in the middle of the road. Initially their intentions are good and they want to help him, but unfortunately this guy dies fairly quickly in the car. They don't know what to do, they panic a little bit, so they take him home, put him in the garage, and when they search to find out who he is, they learn that actually he's got their address in his wallet and he was actually on his way to see them, which is really concerning for them and confusing. They don't understand why. Later on, the wife's sister, younger sister, comes home, who's staying with her, and she's met in the garage by the guy they thought were dead, but actually turns out he's not. He's alive. He basically attacks the little sister. It all goes pear-shaped fairly quickly. He's killed, and then the truth starts to come out, and the little sister says, "Oh, I didn't think they would come looking for me." So the husband and the wife are a bit like, "Why? What's going on? What have you got involved in?" And then she talks about this boyfriend who's now dead, who, you know, was mixed up with the wrong people. Sounds a bit like the mob mafia, and so she did a runner with some of his bits and pieces, and clearly someone has come after her. So the following morning the police turn up. As it turns out, their number plate fell off the car near the accident. They claim they hit a deer, and this is one of those thrillers. Basically it continues to spiral. They keep putting lies on top of lies. It keeps spiraling up and up and up and out of control. There's a guy turns up who pretends to be a police officer while the husband and the sister go out on an errand to try and track down some cash, mob money. He's not a police officer, he's actually a pretty bad guy, tortures everybody he finds. And it gets more talk, gets more tense, it gets more confusing. There is money involved. They all want it for each other. $50,000. They've got to figure out who they can trust, who they can't. And that's. I don't want to say anything else because I don't want. If you are interested in watching this movie, clearly I don't want to spoil it. But it is quite a difficult plot to explain, or to simply explain it in a simple way, because it is quite a complex tale that unfortunately is told in quite a drab and dull and uninspired way. I'd like a good thriller, but it has to entertain, it has to engage me, it has to keep my brain twitching and moving, and unfortunately, whereas I think this film is particularly well made and well written, I think the story in itself is very clever and pretty good and well acted pretty much. Unfortunately, it's filmed in quite an uninspired way. Everything's dark and drab and grey. There's nobody in the film who's likeable at all. I didn't warm to any of the characters, whether it be the husband, the wife, the sister, and any of the protagonists that turn up in the movie, which, to be fair, they're all protagonists in this movie. There's nobody squeaky clean in this movie, so it doesn't give you anybody to root for, and none of the characters are particularly likeable, especially the husband. He was particularly unlikable. Now, to some degree I can understand that, but I thought it was difficult because you never knew at any point in this movie who to get behind. Now that might have been the point, but it didn't give you anything to root for. and that might have been their intention, but for me, I thought it was a misstep, because it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't give you anything to root for, it doesn't give you anything to cheer for. Usually in a movie like this, you want there to be an ending that you can get behind, and well, as it does give you an ending that some people might be able to get behind. By that point, I'd kind of checked out of the movie and lost a bit of interest. It does get a little bit predictable, I thought, at the end. I thought they kind of struggled to know how to finish it well. There's some pretty good torture scenes in the movie, and like I say, it's particularly well acted throughout. It's actually described, when I looked at IMDb, as a Hitchcockian thriller. This, well, it isn't. It's nowhere near as complex and interesting as something like that, but they make a good attempt at it. Unfortunately, like I say, it's just a bit dull and uninspired. Although if you're a real big fan of thrillers, I was about to say complex thrillers there, but I don't think this really can be put into the category of a complex thriller. It's just below that standard, I would say. But yeah, if you like a good thriller, something fairly interesting, then there's something here to enjoy. But I didn't enjoy this as much as I expected to. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. But it's something that I think you may enjoy, because it's not a badly made movie, so maybe check it out, guys.